Shalom, family. Welcome to another edition of I Am Israel. I am Captain Asha Sha'ala. It is November the 2nd, 2016. I'd like to welcome everybody that's live on the call and those that are calling in, viewing the playback. We welcome you as well. Each and every time, I'm going to always start out telling you to make sure you have your King James 1611 edition Bible, not the New International Version, not the New King James, none of the newer Bibles. We stick to the 1611 King James edition, okay? King James Version. It is the closest to the real, closest to the Hebrew. It's the best translation. You know what I mean? King James was not a white man, nor was he a homosexual. You have to learn your history and understand what took place during the Renaissance period, where you had people like Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo, paint over all of the so-called black figures coming out of the Dark Ages. And King James was one of them, the last king of England. So understand that our people were in control, and we weren't always on the bottom in slaves. So learn your history, do your history, okay? And that's what that is about. So we go by the King James Version, 1611 edition, with the Apocrypha. The Apocrypha are the 14 books that were taken out of the original Bible by the Protestants, Presbyterians, the Protestants, in the 17th, 18th century, if I'm not mistaken. They took that out. They removed those books that sat in between Malachi, which was the last book of the Old Testament, and Matthew, which is the beginning of the New Testament. And you had 14 books in between, starting at First Esdras and ending with Second Maccabees. Okay? That is what we call the Apocrypha. That is the lost history that lets you know that the Gentiles in the New Testament were Israelites who had taken on the role, customs, and lifestyle of the heathens. And you will find that history. Without that history, when you go into the New Testament, that's where religions like Christianity comes into play, that teaches that the Most High loved everybody and that anybody that believes on Christ can be saved. We read scriptures like John 3:16 and things of those natures. They don't have the understanding of that because you don't have the history of who the Gentiles are being spoken of in the New Testament. So that make sure you have that, and then also make sure you don't have the Apocrypha. You can buy that off of Amazon.com. Also get you a Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary so you can get the true meaning and go in more depth with certain words, certain times in history, certain rulers, the names, and if you also can get you a blue letter Hebrew concordance. Okay, and tonight's lesson is I, the Lord, do all these things. So everything that we see taking place in the world, the good, the bad, the ugly, is done by none other than Yahweh. That's who's doing everything. So if you have the fear of the Most High and you're keeping His commandments, then everything that you see going on around you, all that we see taking place, you wouldn't get shook. There's no need for you to get shook because the Most High is going to supplant His garden on fertile ground. His garden being Israel, those that are keeping His laws, statutes, and commandments, and the faith in a Mashiach Yahweh Shah. Welcome to the conference call. Who's calling?
Sister Shair.
Sister Shair, I was just talking about you. Boy. You must have just heard me in my mind going down this list like this woman better start calling in on these calls. I'm serious, but I'm playing. I'm serious. But that was good. I know that because, you need it. You need, you know what I'm saying? Everybody has got somebody or some things coming up against them, and this is a trying time. And then, too, with the brothers that is in Israel and everybody else, patience is the most needed thing at this time, because especially during this time of year, because everybody is coming up against some things, like people in their families. You got these holidays, that you have been probably, servicing your entire life and your children and things of that nature. And then when you wake up and the Most High wake you up to what's real and you become convicted and you say, I'm not doing these things anymore, you're going to be met with such opposition. Okay? It is going to be a trying time in your household. You are going to go through some serious walks. Okay? And then if you get, but the more you love the Most High, you're not going to care. Right. That's why that message I gave last week, if you did not hear it, it is still up. It's important that you listen to that message because you have to even understand, even down to your children. You looking at them as your children, but those spirits that's inside of them was here long before you was here. And if we really, really sit into that concept and sit into that thought and in that truth, you'll become numb to what people have to say, even your own children, because we all have to work out our own salvation, and we know this. When you go in, when I went into that lesson, and I told y'all when we went into the lesson about the life after death, and I think the second Esdras, the 7th chapter, and when he's speaking with the Esdras, and I think it's around the 102nd verse, and he said, "Will the righteousness be able to show mercy for the unrighteous? And will fathers be able to pray for their sons, and mothers for their daughters, and brothers for their brothers, and sisters for their sisters?" And what did the angel say? What the Most High say? Judgment day is final. The decree has been set. It's over. Ain't no more pleading. Ain't no more interceding. And while you were so concerned with your child and how your child felt, because you had to re-educate them on the truth, that it is no tooth fairy, that it is no Easter bunny, that it is no, you can't be celebrating Halloween because of the where it derived from, the true meaning of it, and it being evil. The scriptures speak about witches, and what is the logo for Halloween? A witch on the broom. In plain sight. Truth in plain sight. It's right there in our faces, and we don't even see it. And you got all these wicked niggas, that's what I'm going to say, all on Facebook, swear they love the Most High, swear they love Jesus, and making all kind of excuses on why they celebrating that day. And the sickening part of it is the grown-ups taking more partaking in it more than the children. All I see when I was down my timeline for the ones that I didn't delete, they gone now, is grown-ups out at bars and stuff like that. And the most dumbest looking stuff that they can look at, man. And our sisters, the older ones, and the mothers is these mothers out here is looking so whorish. Look it out. So whorish, man. That shit ain't even appealing to me no more. Straight like that, it disgusts me. Right. It disgusts me. I don't care how fat your buddy is, how flat your stomach is. Like, when I see them out there and they looking like that, like, you just look like, you like a prostitute to me. I'm just going to start walking up on you asking how much it costs. Straight like that. How much it costs? Like, even just, you know what I'm saying? Not that I want to know, but I'm just to insult you. Because you out here looking like a prostitute. You walking right alongside of all these other little girls out here in the mall, and this is how you a grown woman, and this is how you look.
Bring it out.
So the more you come into this word, you're going to start to despise those things. Thanksgiving coming up. You know, y'all know the truth. Y'all know that the tribe of Reuben and the tribe of Gad are your people. Why would you go celebrate this holiday by the Pilgrims brought into play by the British? And you was enslaved on your way to be, and your brothers and sisters was being murdered. And then you want to try and make something fair seeming out of evilness. Oh, well, it's just the time of year that we all, the family getting together, and everybody is off work, and so we just giving the thing. We know what the holidays really means. We're not celebrating it for that. We know what it means. We just getting together and giving thanks to the Lord. What? Okay, why you ain't do that in January? Why you didn't do that in May? Why are you doing it now? And why are you cooking the same thing that our oppressors cook? Why are you cooking the exact same dinner? Where do you think it came from? The whole getting the turkey and the ham, the stuffing, the cranberry sauce, the yams. Where do you think that recipe that every black family cooked during that time, where do you think it came from? Why do we choose to be so stupid? That's why the Most High said in the book of Psalms, what was it? Was the 54th or the 94th? 94 and 16. Who shall rise up for me against the evildoers? Who shall stand for me against the workers of iniquity? You know what I'm saying? Who is it? Is that you? Is that anybody? Is y'all on the phone?
Yeah.
Okay. Sister Shahir, you sent me the message. I read that message. You know what I'm saying? Like you did a good job. You got to just stand up and don't worry about what nobody else got to say about anything. But they're gonna have something to say about any and everything. Now you in a cult. Now you I don't know what type of mess you dealing with. Is that my phone? Whose phone is that clicking like that? Somebody typing? He just totally threw me with that. That's what that was. Somebody is typing. Anyway, you just got to stand strong and stand steadfast, and that's why we're going to go into the book of Mark, because Mark tells you what type of believer. It gives you examples of what type of believer are you. What type of believer are you? So let's start off at the book of Mark, the 4th chapter. And let's start with the let's read. Let's start at 1. Let's just read down. Let's start at the 4th chapter and give me the first verse. Y'all follow along, man. Mark, the book of Mark, the 4th chapter and the first verse. Bring that out.
Mark, chapter 4, verse 1. And he began again to teach by the seaside. And there was gathered unto him a great multitude, so that he entered into a ship and sat in the sea. And the whole multitude was by the sea on the land. Verse 2. And he taught them many things by parables, and said unto them in his doctrine.
So stop right there. Shalom, welcome to the conference call. Who's calling?
Brother Mayakala.
Brother Mayakala, we just getting started. First scripture of the night, the book of Mark, the 4th chapter. Make sure you turn to it. The book of Mark, the 4th chapter, and we just read the first and second verse. Somebody give me the definition of a parable. What is a parable? Anybody know?
Like clothing?
Huh?
You want the Google or you want like our interpretation of it?
No, I will. You give me because you can go biblical. I mean, when Yahushua was giving parables, what was the parable?
Parables are like stories that you're telling that resemble something else, or to give a lesson about something.
Right. That's good. You know what I mean? Like, basically, they also are secrets of understanding as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody, when them parables came out, they wasn't getting it.
Right.
You know, we can get the give me the dictionary definition of a parable as well. Let me see. Let me see. Hold on a minute. It says, right, a simple story used to illustrate a moral or spiritual lesson. Okay, so right, that's what the Brother Sai was saying. A short allegorical story designed to illustrate or teach some truth. Okay, so that's what Yahushua was given. He was given basically like little short stories. So as we getting ready to see, when he reads, go back and now get ready to read the second verse again and go keep going.
Shalom, welcome to the Prophet's Call.
Right. Shalom, welcome to the conference call. Who's calling? I think that probably was somebody called that dropped off and came back in. But whoever it is, welcome to the conference call. I mean, I can see what it is.
That was me. That was
me,
Mike Allen.
Okay, read the second verse again.
Mark.
So let's see. Hold on, so let's see which believer are you? Am I? Read the second.
Mark 4, verse 2. And he taught them many things by parables, and said unto them in his doctrine. Verse 3, hearken, behold, there went out a sower to sow. Verse 4, and it came to pass, as he sowed, some fell by the wayside, and the fowls of the air came and devoured it up. Verse 5, and some fell on stony ground, where it had not much earth, and immediately it sprang up, because it had no depth of earth.
So check this out. It says, hearken, third verse. Behold, there went out a sower to sow. Now, a sower is somebody that plants a seed. Okay, and it came to pass as he sowed some. So you can call like who planted seed, like you okay, like myself, being a teacher, I will be considered a sower. Okay, so I'm planting the seeds. Okay, and then now you come up and you come into and you're saying that seed grew in you, and then now you're becoming whatever it is that seed is of. It's just your plant, a flower. Okay, but as you're blossoming, it says, and it came to pass as he sowed, some fell by the wayside, and the fowls of the air came and devoured it up. Okay, some fell by the wayside, and the fowls of the air came and devoured it up. So this truth came to you, but you didn't have no root. You wasn't grounded. So it came just as quick as it came to you. It went in one ear and out the other. It went in one ear and out the other. It found no fertile ground in you. It found no fertile ground in you. Fifth verse. And some fell on stony ground, where it had not much earth, and immediately it sprang up because it had no depth of the earth. You started in this. You started off in this walk. You got a zeal for it. You know what I'm saying? You all on fire at first. And then when it started making you have to test yourself, like my children want to celebrate the holiday. I'm not with their father. Their father believes in the holidays. I don't. His family or her family wants to celebrate. They celebrate. I don't. Now I have to make a decision because my children are young and they can't make this decision for themselves. I have to make it for them. But I'm at odds with the other parent. Who's going to give in? They're not going to give in to you. Are you going to give in to them? Are you going to weather that storm of that test that the Most High has now placed on you? Or are you going to be, and some fell on stony ground where it had not much earth? Because it ain't, you know what I'm saying? It ain't, this word ain't grounded in you.
All right.
If the seed can't find a good place to ground in you because you keep wrestling with everything.
Bring it out.
You keep wrestling with everything. So it can't sit in you to be properly, fertilized, watered, given proper sunlight to grow. Okay? And immediately it sprang up. You popped up. Somebody was getting in this word, and you know what I'm saying, you was learning something, then a time and a testing time came, bam, you gone. You gone. You ain't even last a year. Because it had no depth of earth. 6th verse. But when the sun was up, it was scorched. And because it had no root, it withered away. You wasn't grounded. You started off on fire, had your name all up on, you done change your name to Israel, Yasha Allah. Then change your name to Barah, Shair, Isaiah, Shayar, Asaiah, Ash, Nawa, Joshua. Lashawan, you're going to change your name. A year from now, you right back, Nikki, Tina, Chinese, Gina. right back at your same place because you ain't had no root.
Right.
Your mama came at you. Your family was just at you too much. I can't handle it. We sure glad you ain't in that stuff no more.
Mm-hmm. You didn't set the root.
Yeah, I don't know what was wrong with you. When in truth, it's something wrong with them. They are the sick and shut in.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Okay, that's who the sick is. It ain't us. It's them.
That's right.
That's who it is. It's them.
Water it.
Lord.
And then what it said in the 7th verse, and some fell among the thorns. And the thorns grew up and choked it, and it yielded no fruit. Something that came along in your life and choked every bit of this word out of you. Your job did it. Because they made you have to start making decisions. Your man did it, or your woman did it. But they made you have to make a choice. Your children did it. Because they made you have to make a choice. Your parents did it. They made you have to make a choice. And they literally came and choked this word up out of you. Or your own lust. Your own lust. Choke this word up out of you. Every time you made it, you Every time you compromise the word. Every time your lust came, you compromised the word. Could have been lust for money. Could have been lust for doing things your way. Could have been lust for men. Could have been lust for women. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Your friends. You got it. I mean, y'all don't want to hurt your friends either. Let me put that in there because a lot of y'all want to stay in the hood with your friends, and your friends tell you, oh, man, this and that. You're going to have to change your friends. You ain't going to have no friends. The whole thing is your whole life is going to change when you come in this truth. Your whole life that you used to. It's going to change. Those thorns, they can be your friends among all the other stuff that Ash is bringing out. Friends is probably one of the main ones that they around you all the time. Come on, girl, let's go out. Let's do this. Let's do that. Da-da-da. Come on, man, let's do this. Let's do that. And there's things that you can't do because you ain't watering your seeds. You ain't getting that ground soft. That's what he's talking about here. That seed. You're not sowing that. I just wanted to tell you that. I just want to bring it up. Sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's real. That's real. And them friends is they can be a bit much. They can be a bit much. They can be a bit much. And you're right. You said you do. Friends, you definitely got to watch out for. You definitely, because are they really friends? Are they really friends anyway? Let's read the 8th verse. And it says, Mark 4:8, and others fell on good ground. So this is the believer that we want to be. Okay? And others fell on good ground and did yield fruit that sprang up and increased and brought forth some 30 and some 60 and some 100. You want to be that one. You want to be the one that no matter what, you sticking to what the Most High is asking of you and commanding of you. Okay? You want to stick to that. You want to be that. You want to be that one that when this truth came to you, you accepted it with an open heart, with an open mind, open heart of mind. Okay? And you endure to the end. Because you understand that your end can be the night. And you're trying to get to the kingdom. If you say you truly love the Most High and you love His word, you won't have no problem with submitting yourself to it. You won't have no problem submitting yourself to what it is that He's asking of you. And if you find yourself continually doing the same things over and over and over when you know you shouldn't be doing it, you ain't really in this word. You ain't really in this word. You can't keep running to the excuses. You can't do that.
Bring it out.
Call it now, Dad.
You cannot keep running to the excuses. You have to make, because then you're going to fall into one of them categories. And it came, 4th verse, Mark 4:4. And it came to pass, as he sowed, some fell by the wayside. And the fowls of the air came and devoured it up. What do you think is being said there? It can't be sometimes. All of these descriptions is because of what is said in the 6th verse. But when the sun was up, it was scorched, and because it had no root, it withered away. You're not rooted. You're not rooted. What is the only way that you can be rooted? What is the only before we get that, let's get that real quick. What is the only way that you can be rooted? Let's get it. Go to 2 Timothy. Go to 2 Timothy 2:15. This is the only way you're going to get rooted in this word. And if you ain't doing this, you ain't rooted. You're not rooted. 2 Timothy and 15. Study
to show thyself approved.
That's right. Unto the Most High. A workman that needed not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. Studying is work. Study is work. Not just waiting on these conference calls. Remember, I told y'all last week. I put up in the room, and the scriptures in I put a voice. I put it in a voicemail too about your working. I did it earlier this week. How many of y'all heard that? About you putting your work.
Time.
You putting your work before the Most High. And he went into that.
Mm-hmm.
He went into that. Let me see if I can pull that up again. We talk about when I put up that work. Hold on a minute. Let me see if I can pull them up. We can play that again. Who said yeah, sure. I need that. Hold on a minute. Let me see if I can play that real quick. Yeah, I want y'all to know. Let me know if y'all can hear this. Rock 38:24. The wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity. You know what? Let's go to it real quick. Let's go to it real quick. I ain't got to play it like that. Let's go to Sirach 38:24. I want to get that again real quick while I got y'all on this phone. Because it says to study, to show thyself approved. And remember, we talking about being rooted. We talking about what was stated in Mark, what we just was reading in the book of Mark, the 4th chapter.
Yeah, Dad.
Okay. Sister Gina, you got that conversation. You got to mute that conversation or something.
Yeah, it's the same one as Ash's call. It's a real good lesson tonight. I'm on Ash's call tonight.
Only thing I'm saying, well, that call, I give a
Sister Azaria.
That's
Sister Azaria.
I'm about to
Sister Azaria.
yeah.
Azaria. Sister Azaria. You have to mute that conversation. We talking about being rooted.
Dead.
Hold on a minute, y'all.
Oh, I'm still not me.
Yeah, we talking about being rooted is what we speaking of. And then in 2 Timothy, the 15th chapter, it tells you to study that thyself approve unto the Most High, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed. You can't be ashamed about what we doing. You can't be ashamed about that in no way, shape, form, or fashion. Should you be ashamed? Rightly dividing the word of truth. You can't rightfully divide the word of truth if you're not studying yourself approved. So when these people come to you, and everybody that comes to you got something to say, what are they? They're Christians. So what's the best way to get back at them? Aren't you a Christian? Okay, but let me take you right here then. You say you're a Christian, right? But you celebrating Halloween. Okay, but let me take you right here to Deuteronomy. And let's see if you're supposed to be celebrating this day. Let's see what it talks about witches and sorcerers. You say you're a Christian? You going out there buying that Christmas tree? Let me take you over here to Jeremiah. Let me show you a tree you're supposed to be dealing with a Christmas tree. Okay? You say you're a Christian and you're a follower of Christ. Then how are you celebrating December 25th, the birth of Nimrod, a devil, and you talking about you love the Most High and you love Christ, but you don't even know when Christ was basically born because you don't know the scripture? Well, let me take you on over here then, and let me show you that what took place at the Passover when he was 12 years old, or when he went up with his mother and his father. You see, you got to know these things. So then you won't even have to. You take them in the book that they say that they believe in, and then watch them, do the Harlem Shake.
Excuse me, brother.
Yes, Don.
Yeah, this is Brother Yahari. What was the scripture you were telling us in the Apocrypha?
Yeah, I'm about to get it. 34. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus. Didn't I say 34 on that message? Let me pull that up again. Hold on, y'all. It's 34. I definitely want to go into that because I wanted to do it anyway, but I just the Spirit put it in me to do it that day. Let me see. Hold on a minute.
Sirach 38:24.
Yeah, Sirach 38 and 24. Sirach 38 and 24. I want every one of y'all to go to that. Ecclesiasticus, the 38th chapter. And this was deep. Sirach 38 and 24. It says, the wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure. Wisdom of a learned man, learned woman, come by opportunity of leisure. What is leisure? What does leisure mean? The wisdom of a learned man or woman cometh by opportunity of leisure. Well, let's get what leisure means. Let's find out what leisure means real quick. Leisure means what it mean?
Free time, job, spare time.
Yeah, free time. Okay, so what should you be doing with all your free time? Studying this word to show thyself approved. But let's keep going. It says, and he that has little business shall become wise.
Greg Henderson.
Miss Anderson, how you doing? Shalom, I appreciate you. We're in the book of Ecclesiasticus, which is the Apocrypha, the 38th chapter, reading the 24th verse on, really, if you don't have the Apocrypha, you can go to the book of Mark and the 4th chapter, because we're going to be going right back to that. But it says, it's Ecclesiasticus 38 and 24. The wisdom of a learned man or woman cometh by opportunity of leisure. That means your free time. That's where your wisdom is going to come, because you're going to be occupying your free time with doing what? 2 Timothy 2 and 15. Studying to show thyself approved unto the Most High. A workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightfully dividing the word of truth. The only way you're going to be able to divide the word of truth is understanding through studying thyself approved. Then it says, 24, and he that have little business shall become wise. Meaning, if you ain't putting everything before your free time to be studying, the more wisdom you're going to gain. 25th verse. How can he get wisdom that holdeth the plow? Check this out. How can he or she, now I'm going to break it down to what I know y'all doing. How can he get wisdom that holdeth the plow and that glorieth in the gold, that driveth oxen and is occupied in their labors, and whose talk is of bullocks? How can she or he get wisdom that is doing hair all day, sha'ir, that is wedding planning and party planning, Sister Barak, that is flying here and there and everywhere, and a new purser, and your whole life is consumed with that, Sister Izaria or Sister Shayar? All day, every day, you're dealing with the youth, which is a good thing, but at the same time, you have consumed all of your time throughout 40 to 60 hours a week doing that. Brother Nawa, all your day is gone to being a postman. Yes, we have to work, but understand what the Most High is saying. Because none of those things, when you land flat on your back, 10 toes up, that ain't about to get you into the kingdom. And remember, somebody turn around and say, well then, how am I supposed to eat? I'm supposed to pay my bills. Do we need to go to Matthew? Do you really believe? Of course you're going to work. But what does it say in the 24th verse? the wisdom of a learned man or woman cometh by opportunity of leisure, your free time. Now, can you really be truthful with yourself and say that during your free time, your mind, heart, and soul is in this book? Or are you watching Love and Hip Hop? Or Scandal? Or Empire? Or you got free time, so you're doing another side hustle? You ain't taking advantage of your free time, like the scriptures say, that wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure. But 25th says, how can he get wisdom? How can she get wisdom that holdeth the plow and that glorieth in the ground, that driveth oxen and is occupied in their labors, and whose talk is of bullocks? He giveth his mind to make furrows, and is diligent to give the kind fodder. So every carpenter and workmaster that laboreth night and day, and they that cut and grave seals, and are diligent to make great variety, and give themselves to counterfeit imagery, and watch to finish a work. So you done started something, you got your own business, and all your mind and everything, you just gave your mind over to it. And give themselves to a counterfeit imagery. That image ain't you. That everybody's saying you know you got yourself out there, whatever your occupation is, and it make you feel good about yourself, and other people looking at you, and they admirable of, you know what I'm saying, with what you're doing, and that's a counterfeit image. That's not who the Most High made you to be. Are you taking that same amount of time and effort in being the woman that you're supposed to be of the Most High? Are you taking that same time and effort to be the man that you're supposed to be of the Most High? Are you giving your free time over to study? And can you honestly say that? But here's the thing. When you wanted that degree, you did. You worked all day long. And then you came home and went to school. And you stayed up. You got off work and went to school. And you stayed in them books. Just so you can get a higher degree, so you can get a better position in Esau's world. But you ain't doing none of that for the word. You start reading the word, and you ain't even 2 chapters in, and you done fell asleep. Eyes heavy as hell. You want to lay down and read the Bible. And be like our grandmothers and stuff, just lay back and fall asleep with the Bible across your chest, like you think that's gonna get you saved. After you done took all your leisure time and used it for everything else. Then you just want to say a prayer and hold the Bible. 28th verse. The smith also sitting by the anvil and considering the ironwork. These are all hard workers during that time. These are occupations during this time. Okay? The smith also sitting by the anvil and considering the ironwork, the vapor of fire wasted his flesh, and he fighteth with the heat of the furnace. That's, man, you know, one brother's working in that, you know, with that steel, man, with heating up all that steel, just sweating by the brow. Hard worker. The noise of the hammer and the anvil is ever in his ears, and his eyes look still upon the pattern of the thing that he maketh. You're looking at your work. You know what I'm saying? You're down there in your basement. You're getting it together. You're working. You know what I'm saying? You're looking at what you're doing. Then you sit back when it's all said and done. It's like, beautiful. But where's the Most High? He setteth his mind to finish his work. She setteth her mind to finish her work and watcheth to polish it perfectly. Doing that thing perfect. So doth the potter sitting at his work and turning the wheel about with his feet, who is always carefully set at his work and maketh all his work by number. He fashioned it with clay with his arms and bowed down his strength before his feet. He applieth himself to lead it over, and he is diligent to make clean the furnace. All these examples trust to their hands, and every one is wise in his or her work. Without these cannot a city be inhabited, and they shall not dwell where they will, nor go up and down. Now here's the key. They shall not be sought for in public council, nor sit high in the congregation. They shall not sit on the judge's seat, nor understand the sentence of the judgment. They cannot declare justice and judgment. And they shall not be found where parables are spoken. So when we go back to that Mark 4, we talk about those parables, you ain't going to understand them. But what you going to do? You're going to maintain, 34, you're going to maintain the state of this world, and all your desire is in the work of your own craft. It's in the work of your own craft. No excuses. Take advantage of your leisure time. Let's go back to the book of Mark, the 4th chapter, as we just read 2 Timothy 2:15. Study to show thyself approved unto the Most High, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightfully dividing the word of truth. Go back to the book of Mark. Go right back to where we was at, Mark, 4th chapter. Which one are you? Are you the one that's not grounded? You ain't got no root in you? Let's go right back to it. Now, as you done got all that, and we read that, I'm going to take y'all right back to Mark, the 4th chapter, 2nd verse. We're going to start this over again. Let me know which one of these believers are you, or which one of these non-believers are you. Mark 4:2, and he taught them many parables. And he taught them many things by parables. Remember, it just said in Sirach 38, 24 through 38, when it got to that 38 verse, said, you won't understand the parables. So if you, I don't know who he is, you know what I'm saying, all y'all pretty much seem to be getting this word. But if you somebody that ain't getting this word and you can't understand it, or it's just difficult for you, maybe it's because you're giving your world over to your own craft. 2, and he taught them many things by parables and said unto them in his doctrine, hearken, behold, there went out a sower to sow. And it came to pass, as he sowed, some fell by the wayside, and the fowls of the air came up and devoured it. And some fell on stony grounds where it had not much earth. And immediately it sprang up. You was in this truth. You started. Everything was hot. You was on fire. You was talking about it. And your family started getting at you. And the next thing you know, you sitting over there with them for Thanksgiving. Making excuses. You over there at Christmas time. Because your kid was over there in the corner crying with a sad look on his face. And you gave in. You gave in, and then the Most High started eating your butt up too. Mind just heavy, because you know you fouled out. And he tearing your butt up. 6th verse, but when the sun was up, it was scorched, and because it had no root, it withered away. You ain't rooted. So somebody just easily came along and just swooped you off of this. Or an event happened into your life. It was too much for you. So you got driven away. Satan is crafty. And the Most High allowed him to be crafty. Just to see who ride with him. So something come along, then detoured you, got you off to another track, and now you're going down a whole other lane. 8th verse, and others fell on good ground. This is what we all trying to be. Fell on good ground, and did yield fruit that sprang up and increased, and brought forth some 30, some 60, and some 100. 9th verse, and he said unto them, he that hath ears to hear, let him hear. If you got a mind to listen. And when he was alone, they that were about him with the 12 asked of him the parable. And he said unto them, unto you, Sha'ir, unto you, Shayar, unto you, Lashawan, unto you, Sister Yeshai, unto you, Sister Barah, unto you, Sister, who else I leave out? Sister Azariah, unto you, Brother Nawa, unto you, Brother Asaiah, unto you, Brother Yahari, unto you, Brother Mayakala, unto you, Sister Lashawan, unto you, Sister Samaria, unto you, Sister Azure, and everybody on this phone. He said, unto you, Mr. Henderson, it is given to know the mystery of the kingdom of the Most High. It wasn't given to your baby daddy. It wasn't given to your baby mama. It wasn't given to your mother. It wasn't given to your sister. Hey, it wasn't given to your child. How about that one? Unto you it is given to know the mystery of the kingdom of the Most High. But unto them that are without, all these things are done in parables. And what did it say? You wouldn't understand these parables if you ain't doing what? 2 Timothy 2:15, studying to show thyself approved. But even more so, even just with us on this phone, for them that ain't even in this truth, this ain't even for them, period. 12, a thing they may see and not perceive. He's sitting there showing them Jeremiah 10 about the Christmas tree. Brother Mike Collins is sitting there, showing them where they ain't got no business dealing with Halloween. Don't get frustrated. You know why? Yahweh Shai just said, that seeing they may see, they see it and not perceive. And hearing they may hear, they hear you, I hear you, but I don't understand you. I don't know what the hell you talking about. And I don't even want to serve that God. That God you talking about you serve, I don't want to serve that. Right. Lest at any time they should be converted, and their sins should be forgiven them. And he said unto them, 13th verse, know ye not this parable? And how then will ye know all parables? The sower soweth the word, and these are they by the wayside where the word is sown, okay, reading exactly what you was just reading, what we were just reading in the 4th verse. Remember, and it came to pass, and he sowed, some fell by the wayside. Here go your precept right here. Here go your precept right here, the 15th verse. Just slide up 11 verses. And these are they by the wayside where the word is sown, but when they have heard it, what happens? Satan cometh immediately and taketh away the word that was sown in their hearts, in their minds. How did it happen? You was hearing it. You was believing it. You was hearing it and believing it. But what happened? Your children really got at you. They got disappointed because they couldn't celebrate Halloween. And it hurt your heart. So now you start falling back off of Israel. You start falling back off of this word. Your mind is confused. That ain't nothing but Satan, because the Most High is not the author of confusion. So if you ever say you confused, that's the devil. You ever use that word, the Most High ain't dealing with you at that moment. But I'm going to go on and show you something else later. Powerful. Okay? Satan cometh immediately and taketh away the word that was sown in their heart. And these are they likewise which are sown on stony ground, who when they have heard the word, immediately receive it with gladness. Oh, man. Oh, yo, that video, the hidden identity of blacks in the Bible, that was cold. I get it. I see. I get it. But, and have no root in themselves, and so endure but for a time. Afterward, when affliction or persecution arises, for the word's sake, immediately they are offended. You was getting the hidden identity of blacks in the Bible. Oh, that video was good. 12 tribe breakdown chart. Oh, that video was good. Oh, my goodness. I've never seen it like this before. The Deuteronomy 28:15 through 68, the Atlantic slave trade, and the yokes of iron on your neck, and you got to go to your master. You got to go to your enemy in all good things. In all things, in hunger and thirst, and in nakedness and in want of all things. Yeah, that's us in captivity. Oh, yeah. So when y'all say y'all study on the phone every Wednesday and Sunday, okay, I'm calling. Now I'm on the calls, and I'm really getting this. And then here comes the holiday time. You were doing all this in the summer. Halloween first came around. That was a little tester. You was cool with that. But damn, my kids was tripping. Okay, but right, I'm the next big tester. Thanksgiving.
Oh, no.
Here comes Thanksgiving. Oh, man. Mama, the whole family over there. They all get together. What am I going to do? Am I going to go?
Bring it out.
Or am I going to stay and do what? And do what? When affliction or persecution arises for the word's sake, immediately they are offended. Are you going to be offended? Or are you going to be on solid ground? Are you going to be rooted? Are you going to say, I ain't coming and my kids ain't coming? I ain't coming, my children ain't coming. I don't care what y'all got to say.
That's right.
We ain't coming. But why? Why would you make them say, you ain't got but why would you make them suffer? Because they mine. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
They mine. And they're going to do what I say, not what you say and how you feel. That's why.
Right.
And mainly because this word say not to do that, and you call yourself a Christian, and you celebrating these pagan holidays. You ain't no Christian. You a pagan.
That's
right. That's what you are. That's what you really are. You a pagan. You don't even know what you don't know what it means to be a Christian. Because if you knew what it meant to be a Christian, you'd be over here with me, and we'd be in this word fellowshipping while the rest of the family is over there partaking in a pagan holiday, and even more so, a day that was dedicated to the murder and the slaughter and the raping and the pillaging of your own brothers and sisters, the Native American Indians. So they telling you, oh, but just come on over. We know that we understand that. Everybody's off work. It's Thursday. Nobody got to go to work the rest of the weekend. We just spending time together. And you sitting there by yourself, hungry as hell, know that they got some turkey over there and some stuffing and some sweet yams and some the mama done made that pound cake and the sweet potato pies is flowing and you sitting over there belly growling and lonely as hell. Now you itching. Now Satan all over top of your head right now. Now what you gonna do? You gonna stand firm, or you gonna go on and slide them shoes on? Hop in the cart, and the next thing you over there laughing and giggling. They got a wine, the wine flowing, and now you done got you a few glasses of wine and everything. Then when you get home, I hope the Most High tear your ass up.
Quickly.
Oh, get all in your mind. Where you can't even go to sleep. But that's that persecution and affliction that's going to rise. So you made it past those two. Here comes good old, it's Christmas time in the city. Here you go. Yeah, here you go. So what you going to do? You're going to stand rooted when this persecution and this affliction come? Are you going to be uprooted and be withered away? And these are they likewise which are sown on stony ground, who when they have heard the word immediately receive it with gladness, and have no root in themselves, and so endure but for a time. Afterward, when affliction or persecution arises for the word's sake, immediately they are offended. And these are they, here go a whole another separate one now, and these are they which are sown among thorns, such as hear the word, but the cares of this world. The cares of this world and the deceitfulness of riches and the lust of other things entering in. Choke the word, and it becometh unfruitful. And these are they which are sown on good ground, such as hear the word and receive it and bring forth fruit, some 30, some 60, and some 100. Which one are you going to be? Which one? Which one are you going to be? Because it's at your door every single day. Every day is knocking at your door. You going to endure to the end?
Mm-hmm.
Sirach 16:1 say, desire not a multitude of unprofitable children, neither delight in ungodly sons. Though they multiply, rejoice not in them, except the fear of the Most High be with them. Trust not thou in their life, neither respect their multitude, for one that is just is better than 1,000. Okay? And better it is to die without children than to have them that are ungodly. Let me say that again. Let me say that again. Okay? Trust not in their life, neither respect their multitude. First of all, when it says desire not a multitude of unprofitable children, neither delight in their ungodly sons, meaning you can speak of it as literally ungodly your children, but that's having a multitude. That's like me. I don't care if it's 25 people in that room. If they ain't getting on these phone calls, if they ain't doing nothing, they ain't giving no alms, they're not doing anything. What do they need? What do I need them for? What do the Most High need you for? What do you need it for? These are all prerequisites of each and every one of us. This is kingdom building. If you lazy here, what do you think? You think you're going to be able to be slothful in the kingdom? Lazy meaning in this word, not lazy getting up and going to work every day. You're going to do that. You're going to get up and go to work every day. Why? Because you want to satisfy your lust. For whatever it is. You got lust in clothes, lust for shoes, lust for nice things in your home. Lust ain't always got to just be attached to sexual desire. You want people to look at you a certain kind of way that makes you feel good about yourself and gives you esteem. But that's nothing. The Most High don't want he don't want what he say. What he just say. For one that is just is better than 1,000. He'd rather have one than 1,000. The numbers don't mean nothing. That's why when you look at all these certain different camps, they got all these numbers of people. The numbers look good. How many of them really just, though? It ain't about the numbers. It's about the work getting done. For by one that hath understanding shall the city be replenished. By one. One with understanding can go down in the hood and set it on fire. Being strong and firm and not fearing anything but the Most High. And go out there on that block and set it on fire. Who got that strength? I'm going to raise my hand. About to start doing it more. But I don't fear nothing. I'm going to go down in there and going out on that street. Some of the brothers already know what it feels like. Brother Maya Kala, Sergeant Nawa, Sergeant Yabatnazar. That's a whole nother army out there. You know, you shutting people down. You don't know what the brothers are going to come back and do. Especially if it's women around and you shutting them down like that, you know a nigga want to act a fool for a woman.
Got that right.
And so they're gonna double back. They'll mess around and come back around you and and pull out a gun on you, anything. Come back with all they boys. And the next thing you know, you in it. But you can't fear that. You can't fear it. For by one that have understanding shall the city be replenished, but the kindred of the wicked shall speedily become desolate. Many such things have I seen with mine eyes, and mine ear have heard greater things than these. In the congregation of the ungodly shall a fire be kindled, and in a rebellious nation wrath is set on fire. So when we see all these things going on in today, you know what I'm saying? What took place with the brother Tyler Dock, I think his name, and you know, when we see brothers getting shot and killed, sisters getting killed, all these fightings and all this evilness Israel is involved in with one another. This is all the Most High. It's really nothing. It's really nothing to even really discuss. It's all the Most High. Turn your book to the book of Amos. Go to Amos, 3rd chapter. Amos, the 3rd chapter. 3 and the 6th verse. It says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Well, you know, during this time, that's how they alerted people. Sometimes you go in the hood, you out in Cali, you got brothers on the roof with the pigeons. And in New York too. In New York, they do a call, the whistle, whatever, let you know one time on their way. This time they blew a horn. Let you know the enemy was coming. But in this one, it says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? We now, as Israel, the men of the Most High, we going out there blowing this word in the city. Shall there be evil in a city? Okay. Shall there be evil in a city, and the Lord have not done it? Okay, so all evilness that we see taking place, the Most High doing it. He's sending out to evil spirits to go inside of people to do evil. How do we know that for a fact? Go to Isaiah 45 and 7. Go to the book of Isaiah, the 45th chapter, 7th verse. He says, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. So when you're dealing in the midst of evilness, the Most High has placed that evilness upon you. For a purpose. For a purpose. Everything we seen Job go through, that was all Satan. That was all Satan testing Job. The Most High allowed him to prove a point, to show Satan his Job's worthiness. And what did Job do? He stood steadfast in the midst of all of that, all what he was going through. His children getting killed, losing everything he had, getting stricken with a disease. I mean, he was brought low to death doors. But the Most High, what did he tell Satan? Just don't kill him. Do whatever you want to do. Just don't kill him. And then what did the Most High do at the end of it all? Blessed him, gave him sevenfold. gave him sevenfold. That's how we got to stand. You got to stand firm. Check this out, though. I want y'all to read this yourself. Go to the book of Job, the 33rd chapter. Now, let's watch this. The 33rd chapter. Now, the Most High do this to any of us. Any of us. 33. Everybody there?
Gosh.
It says, wherefore, Job, I pray thee, hear my speeches, and hearken to all my words. All my words. Behold, now I have opened my mouth, my tongue has spoken in my mouth. My words shall be of the uprightness of my heart, my mind, and my lips shall utter knowledge clearly. The Spirit of the Most High hath made me, and breath and breathe, and the breath of the Almighty hath given me life. If thou canst answer me, set thy words in order before me. Stand up. Behold, I am according to thy wish in the Most High stead. I also am formed out of the clay. Behold, my terror shall not make thee afraid, neither shall my hand be heavy upon thee. You see, this is standing bold. Surely thou hast spoken in mine hearing, and I have heard the voice of thy words, saying, I am clean without transgression. I am innocent. Neither is there iniquity in me. Behold, he findeth occasion against me. He counted me for his enemy. He putteth my feet in the stocks. He marketed all my paths. I want y'all to listen to this very closely. Behold, in this thou art not just. I will answer thee that the Most High is greater than man. Why dost thou strive against him? For he giveth not account of any of his matters. Listen to this. The Most High speak to all of us. But you got to know when he speak to you. When he speak to you, you got to know that that's him speaking to you. And then you just got to follow it without no discretion, without no reservation, without no apprehension. None. 14th verse. Pay attention. For the Most High speaketh once, yea, twice, yet man or woman perceiveth it not. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon you, in slumberings upon the bed, you're in your dream, you knocked out, you sleep, and the Most High come to you. Then he openeth the ears, he opened the mind of men, and sealeth their instruction. He told you in your dream, in your sleep, what it is you're supposed to do. That he may withdraw man from his own purpose and hide pride from man. So you don't be so stuck in what it is that you want to do or how you think you're supposed to do it. That vision and that dream, it's about you. It's for you. He keepeth back his soul from the pit. Well, no. Then he opened the 16th verse. Then he opened thine ears, your ears of the men, and sealeth their instruction. He told you what you're supposed to do. That he may withdraw man from his purpose and hide pride from men. So when you wake up, you ain't right back into your own pride and your own, you back in your own pride. He keepeth back his soul from the pit and his life from perishing by the sword, because you done went back into your own pride and your own purpose. He ain't keeping back your soul from the pit or your life from perishing by the sword, because those instructions that were sealed into you, you ain't adhere to them. He chafed also with pain upon his bed, and the multitude of his bones with strong pain. so that his life abhorreth bread and his soul dainty meat. His flesh is consumed away that it cannot be seen, and his bones that were not seen stick out. Yea, his soul draweth near unto the grave, and his life to the destroyers. If there be a messenger with him, an interpreter, somebody that understands the word or the message of that dream or that vision, one among thousands, to show unto man his uprightness, to show you this law, this statutes and these commandments, and give you this word and teach this word to you, then he is gracious unto him. You be gracious to that person. And saith, deliver him from going down to the pit. I have found a ransom. And his flesh shall be fresher than a child. He shall return to the days of his youth. Meaning you're going to return to the days of your youth. You know how you felt when you was in the days of your youth. 26th verse. He shall pray unto the Most High, and he will be favorable unto him. And he shall see his face with joy, for he will render unto man his righteousness. He looketh upon men, and in any say, I have sinned and perverted that which was right, meaning this word, and it profited me not. I went against this word. I went against the laws, and I perverted it. I perverted it. It didn't profit you. But if you repent and you say that, he will deliver his soul from going into the pit, and his life shall see the light. Lo, all these things working with the Most High, oftentimes with man, to bring back his soul from the pit, to be enlightened with the light of the living. Mark well, O Job, hearken unto me. Hold thy peace, and I will speak. If thou hast anything to say, answer me. Speak, for I desire to justify thee. If not, hearken unto me. Hold thy peace, I shall teach thee wisdom. I shall teach thee wisdom. Let's go to Second Esdras, the second chapter, in the Apocrypha. Second Esdras, the second chapter. Just read a little bit. It said, thus saith the Most High, I bought this people out of bondage, and I gave them my commandments by my servants, the prophets, whom they would not hear, but despised my counsels. The mother that bare them said unto them, go your way, ye children, for I am a widow and forsaken. I brought you up with gladness, but with sorrow and heaviness have I lost you. For ye have sinned before the Most High power Yahweh, and done that thing that is evil before him. But what shall I now do unto you? I am a widow and forsaken. Go your way, O my children, and ask mercy of the Most High. As for me, O Father, I call upon thee a witness over to the mother of these children, which would not keep my covenant, that thou bring them to confusion, and their mother to a spoil, that there may be no offspring of them. Remember when they were coming out of that wilderness, the Most High, he killed all of our people, thousands of generations, to where Joshua took over, Ephraim, in charge of the Ephraimites, going into the promised land. Most of everybody that he brought up out of Egypt, they all got put to death. They all perished. Same thing gonna take place, like I told y'all before, right here. 2/3 gonna get put away. And even those that get taken over into the kingdom, they ain't gonna make it into the eternal resting place. Some not. Right. Let them be scattered abroad among the heathen. Let their names be put out of the earth, for they have despised my covenant. When you say let their names be put out of the earth, you're going to die. Ain't nobody going to even remember you. They're going to remember you as long as the blunt live. As long as the blunt lit. When the blunt go out, you forgotten. Might remember you every time they crack open a 40 and pour a little bit out to you. That thou bring them to confusion, and their mother to a spoil, that there may be no offspring of them. Let them be scattered abroad among the heathen. Let their names be put out of earth, for they have despised my covenant. Woe, destruction be unto thee, Assur, thou that hidest the unrighteous in thee. O thou wicked people, remember what I did unto Sodom and Gomorrah. Whose land lieth in clouds of pitch and heaps of ashes, even so also will I do unto them that hear me not. This is our fate if we ain't paying attention and stand steadfast in His word, not being sown on stony ground. Thus saith the Most High unto Esdras, tell my people that I will give them the kingdom of Jerusalem, the kingdom of heaven, which I would have given them unto which I would have given unto Israel. Their glory also will I take unto me, and give these the everlasting tabernacles which I have prepared for them. They shall have the tree of life for an ointment of sweet savor. They shall neither labor nor be weary. Don't you want that? Go, and ye shall receive. Pray for few days unto you, that they may be shortened. The kingdom is already prepared for you. Watch. It's already prepared for us. Take heaven and earth to witness, for I have broken the evil in pieces and created the good, for I live, saith the Most High. Mother, embrace the children and bring them up with gladness. Make their feet as fast as a pillar, for I have chosen thee, saith the Most High. And those that be dead will I raise up again from their places and bring them out of their graves. For I have known my name in Israel. Fear not, thou mother of the children, for I have chosen thee, saith the Most High. Okay?
Bring it out.
Let's go to Proverbs. Let me see. Let me pull out this precept real quick in Proverbs, the 20th chapter. Because we already know that. Proverbs 20 and 24. Man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? So you're not doing nothing, basically. Everything that you think you're doing, you ain't doing it. So you might as well just submit what you think is your will. That's how people say the Most High. You hear Christians say, or anybody say, the Most High gives you free. God gives us free will. Oh, do He? He give you free will, or do He give you choice to choose life or death? Which one? How are you going to tell you that a man's goings are of the Lord? How can a man then understand his own way? Everything you're doing is by the Most High. You ain't doing no free will. If you chose death, then He's going to allow you to choose it, and then He's going to move you right there to that direction. He's going to move you right to that direction. Oh, you choosing death? You ain't choosing His word? You choosing death? Okay, I'm going to lead you down that path. What He said in the Lord's Prayer, lead us not into temptation. If you can lead yourself into temptation, you would ask Him not to do it. You wouldn't be asking Him not to do it in the Lord's Prayer. If you had that choice. Lead us not into temptation. If you have free will, you wouldn't have to ask the Most High to lead you. Lead yourself not into it. But you can't do that. Why? Because a man's goings are of the Lord. That's why you can't do it. Let me get Proverbs, the 19th chapter, the 23rd verse. The fear of the Most High tendeth to life, and he that hath it shall abide satisfied. He shall not be visited with evil. Okay, listen to that. The fear of the Most High tendeth to life. What is life? This word. So if you really fear the Most High, you're going to be tending to this word. And what do he promise us by doing that? And he that hath it shall abide satisfied. You're going to be satisfied with this word. And the Most High promise is he shall not be visited with evil. It ain't gonna mean you may not never be tested. But when it say you will not be visited with evil, when somebody come visit you, what they do, they sit with you. They sit with you. You don't want that thing sitting with you. It may come knock at your door, have a little test at you, but you don't want it sitting with you. Because then, once you let it in and it visits you, sometimes some people came and visited and they never left. You got some cousins and aunties and uncles like that. Came and visited you in that station. Next thing you know, they there. It's a month, 2 years later. They ain't never left. A slothful man or woman hideth his or her hand in his bosom, and will not so much as bring it to his mouth again. Smite a scorner, kill a scorner, and the simple will beware, and reprove one that hath understanding, and he will understand knowledge. With that, I say all praises to Abanawa Yahweh, Bahashima Mashiach Yahweh Shai. This was just a quick lesson. I didn't want to hold y'all up too much tonight. Those that are calling in and listening to this message on the playback, I hope that, what you've heard this evening brought some edification to you, and, you was able to see inside of your own self. To be able to see inside of your own self, your own doings, your own works. And which believer are you? Read the book of Mark again, the 4th chapter. Read it again and go over that. Go over it over and over and over again. Go over it over and over and over again. Once again, I am Captain Ashiya Sha'ala. This is I Am Israel. November 2nd, 2016. The Lord thy God do all these things. Shalom, saints. Till next time.